allows each and every political party that participates to have a seat in parliament. So meaning there is no total loss for political parties. The only thing is the representation that the political party now has a preserve of choosing parliamentarians who should sit in those constituencies, who should also put in an effort to say, okay, you put in an effort in campaigning for a party in your constituency, and as you win, then you are eligible to be chosen by the political party and seconded to parliament, nominated to be a member of parliament for that particular constituency. So we from New Congress Party believe that healing of this country political term will only end when we move away from the first past the post to proportional representation, which is complete proportional representation. And the constitution must totally guide political parties to ensure that the youths, the women, and the people with disabilities are factored in. Basically, I want to end there as I give the reason why we have totally opposed the mixed member proportional representation. We see it as unfair trade. Number 3.
Thank you. Proposal number 3 seeks to amend Article 51A of the Constitution, which is amended by the deletion of the words "of the election" and the substitution therefore of the words "for nomination." Article 51 of the Constitution says a person is eligible for election as an independent candidate for a National Assembly seat if the person A is not a member of a political party and has not been a member of a political party for at least 2 months immediately before the date of the elections.
Chair, we oppose this amendment owing to the fact that it is undemocratic in nature. The Constitution of the Republic of Zambia gives each and every individual, including yourselves as parliamentarians, the freedom of association, freedom of assembly, and freedom of speech. Now, in regards to the freedom of association, you decide if you want to belong to New Congress Party. You decide if you want to belong to UPND or PNUP. It is your democratic right which should not be withdrawn from you. We see this as totally unfair in that it would disfranchise those that may wish to join any other political party or to stand as an independent candidate. For instance, you are still popular and people still need you in your constituency, and then your political party decides to choose another person and the people on the ground still want you, then the Constitution should be able to bar you from contesting because you've been a member of a political party and you cannot stand as an independent. Let's take for instance when Parliament dissolves. It will be difficult for others that will not be adopted to stand and exercise their constitutional right to stand on their own and contest the elections. So we as New Congress Party see this amendment as undemocratic in nature. Number 4.
Thank you, Mr. President. Number 4, proposal number 4 seeks to amend Article 2 of the Constitution by the deletion of clause 1 and the substitution therefore of the following. 1. A candidate who intends to contest for an election in accordance with Articles 47 Section 1 and 47 Section 2 subsection A and 47 Section 4 shall file that candidate's nomination paper to a returning officer supported by an affidavit stating that the candidate is qualified for nomination as President, Member of Parliament for a constituency-based seat, Mayor, Council, Chairperson or Councillor in the manner, on the day and at the time and place set by the Electoral Commission by regulation. B. In clause 4, by the insertion of the words and determine immediately after the word here, and C, by the deletion of clause 6 and the subsection therefore of the following, where a candidate A resigns after having been nominated in accordance with this article, the candidate shall not be eligible to contest the election, and the election shall proceed to be held on the date prescribed for holding the election. B has been disqualified by a court after close of nominations, the candidate shall not be eligible to contest the elections, and the election shall proceed to be held on the date prescribed for holding the election. Or C, dies before the date prescribed for the holding of the election, the Electoral Commission shall cancel the election and call for the filing of fresh nominations, and the election shall be held within 30 days of receipt of the fresh nominations.
Chair and the members of the Select Committee would like to state that we object to the provision of 52A, in that it has been overtaken by our counter proposal of the complete proportional representation. B, we have no objection with B. C, we believe that it shall apply to independent candidates, as we are proposing a complete proportional representation system.
Number 5. Proposal number 5 seeks to amend Article 57. The Constitution is amended by the repeal of Article 57 and the subsection therefore of the following. 57(1), where a vacancy occurs in the office of an independent member of Parliament holding a constituency-based seat, independent mayor, council chairperson or councillor, a by-election shall be held within 90 days of the occurrence of the vacancy. 2, a by-election referred to in clause 1 shall not be held within the 180-day period that precedes a general election. 3, the Electoral Commission shall, by regulation, set the place where and the date and time when a by-election is to be held.
Chair, we have no objection to that. On C, I give to Article 57. Number 6.
Proposal number 6 seeks to amend Article 58.
Order witness. Just for guidance, where you don't object, just keep it, so that we focus on getting more detail from you on the objections. Thank you.
Number 6 seeks to amend Article 58 of the Constitution, is amended by the deletion of clause 2 and the subsection therefore of the following. 2. The number of constituencies shall be equal to the number of constituency-based seats in the National Assembly as specified in Article 68A.
Chair, on number 6, the number of constituencies be equal to constituency-based seat in National Assembly. In line with our proposal of complete proportional representation system, we believe that first and foremost we must have the details of the constituencies that require to be added, and secondly, we don't believe that the 35 mixed member proportional representation will be done. So this is also overtaken by our proposal for a complete proportional representation system. 7.
Proposal number 7 seeks to amend Article 68. The Constitution is amended by the repeal of Article 68 and the subsection therefore of the following. 68. The National Assembly shall consist of A, 211 members of Parliament directly elected on the basis of simple majority vote under the first past the post electoral system in accordance with Article 47 Section 2 subsection A, and B, not more than 20 women elected on the basis of the proportional representation electoral system in accordance with Article 47, Section 2, subsection B, as prescribed. C, not more than 12 youths elected on the basis of the proportional representation electoral system in accordance with Article 47, Section 2B, as prescribed. D, not more than 3 persons with disabilities elected on the basis of the proportional representation electoral system in accordance with Article 47 2B as prescribed. E, 10 nominated members. F, the vice president. G, the speaker, and H, the first and second deputy speakers.
On number 7, Chair, we object the proposed composition and prescribe a complete proportional representation system. On E, we have no objection to 10 nominated members of Parliament. In fact, my chair information was saying you can even make it 15.
All right. 8. Proposal number 8 seeks to amend Article 71 of the Constitution. Article 71 of the Constitution is amended by the deletion of paragraph B and the subsection therefore of the following. B, in the case of a constituency-based seat, is supported by at least 15 persons registered as voters in the constituency in which the candidate is contesting an election.
Article 8, number 8, Article 71, we object to the proposal as our proposal to a complete PR system deals with political parties and not individuals. So like I stated, the proportional representation is very clear. It's a party. It's vote for NCP, vote for UPND, vote for... So that if we go with the PR system, I believe Zambia will make progress.
We go to 10.
Yeah, we have no objection.
No objection.
Go to 10. No objection.
To amend Article 73, Section 2 of the Constitution.
Go to 11 is where we have something.
11.
No objection. 11, no objection.
Go to 11.3, witness.
11.3, indeed. The Constitution is amended by the repeal of Article 81 and the substitution therefore of the following. 11.3, Parliament shall stand dissolved a day preceding the date of the next general election.
Well, I know we feel members of Parliament are allowances in the electoral cycle because their mandate is 5 years. We feel the proposed amendment infringes on their rights and the freedom of association. So for instance, if you are told to stay and then the political party that you belong to will not adopt you, then you will remain a member of Parliament until a day before. When are you going to make a decision to join NCP? So I want to state that it infringes on your right. So we feel the status quo must remain where Parliament stands dissolved and each one for himself and God for us all. And I believe it is in conformity with what we stated, that the freedom of association and freedom of assembly for each and every citizen of this country must be guaranteed. And I believe what we have currently is sufficient enough for proper progress, and at the same time for the purposes of not as parliamentarians, I'm the incumbent. So I believe it's important that meaning go that way.
You can interpret what you say.
Yeah, I said for the purposes of ensuring that the privileges of incumbents do not disadvantage others, it is important that Parliament stands dissolved. Of course, we know that there is a privilege and a prerogative with the President in a case of war that he can call you back and you do your duty for that particular assignment. So there is no need for members of Parliament to continue on after 90 days. When Cabinet dissolves, members of Parliament should also dissolve, so that we have a fair game on the ground.
We have no objections until up to about 16. Proposal 16A. Proposal 16 seeks to amend Article 153 of the Constitution, and Article 153 of the Constitution is amended A in Clause 1 by the deletion of the figure 47 Section 3 and the substitution therefore of the figure 47 Section 4.
This chair has been taken by our proposal for, that's number 16, huh? Proposal for a complete proportional representation system. 20.
We have no objections until up to 20. Proposal number 20 seeks to amend Article 176 Section 3. Article 176 Section 3 of the Constitution is amended by the deletion of the word 10 and the substitution therefore of the word 5 immediately before the word years.
We object to the proposal, Mr. Chair, and the members of the Select Committee, and wish to say that we have to maintain sufficient experience for a candidate in the office of Secretary to the Cabinet, in that is a senior government official and must have reasonable years of experience of serving in government. So 10 years is reasonable enough and must be maintained. So we are done. In summary, it is our considered view that the Zambian people required to participate in this process, like I stated, even the mixed member proportional representation that that Bill 7 needs to deal with, the Zambian people don't understand it, and we do not have a case study of where it is functioning and where it is working well. But as for what we have submitted today, which is a complete proportional representation system, South Africa is a case study where we believe the Minister of Justice can send the Zambia Law Development Agency officers to go and interrogate and understand how the complete proportional representation works. As to Bill 7, we still stand with the statement from the Constitutional Court that the Zambian people need to participate in this process, and we pray that this bill will be withdrawn and more time, a fresh, I think, commencement of the process starts, where the Zambian people can be educated as to what will be even the roles. If we are going to go with a mixed member proportional representation, the Zambian people should know what will be their roles when they come into Parliament. If we are saying, okay, we need, I think the President needs to have a privilege of appointing more, and I think we should be able to state to say they will be appointed, all those that will be coming from proportional representation will be the ones that will be appointed as ministers and all those, then we can be able to say there is a privilege that we want to allow parliamentarians to focus on working as parliamentarians, while a cabinet will be formed outside by those that are come through that mixed member as well as the 10 nominated. But my take is simple: the best way to go for Zambia and the best way to heal political tension is proportional representation. I thank you.
Witness, New Congress Party, thank you for your submission before this honorable committee. members can interact with the witness. Honorable Kakubo.
Witness, I'd like to draw your attention to your submission on point number 20 with regards to the appointment of Secretary to Cabinet. Of course, without persuading you to change your position, but just to interrogate the factors that you looked into in coming up with this position. Of course, rightly so, you prioritize the issue of experience of 10 years. As you know, witness, the precursor to appointing a permanent secretary is not exclusive to those that are working in government alone. A PS can be appointed from any sphere of experience, even international organizations. Just as an example, where do you place competence? Because one can have experience of 10 years but may not be competent, and because of the example that I've given, that PSs are appointed by the appointing authority from different spheres, getting individuals that have been in that position for 10 years, naturally, witness becomes a challenge. So in a nutshell, you have a smaller pool, say maybe 3 people, and your North Star, your guiding principle there is just experience. Wouldn't it be better? Have you considered a situation where you widen the scope of possible appointees with a focus on, of course, on experience, but not 10 years experience, perhaps lower, so that now you can look at other things such as competence and ability to deliver? Have you considered things from that angle? Chair, I thank you.
Witness, you may respond.
Thank you very much. I don't know if any of my colleagues has got something to add, but what I can be able to state is that our position on this is that we are talking about somebody that has a responsibility to supervise the permanent secretary that are appointed. Running government is different from running the entire government is different from running one ministry, which is the mandate of permanent secretaries. Secretary to the cabinet has got a huge responsibility to marshal all the permanent secretaries, and I believe if we are able to leave it as it is, it has been working very well, and I don't know why we would want to substitute it unless we can be able to say what is obtaining on the ground currently leaves much to be desired. I believe you cannot fix what is not broken. It is important that we state to say, for now, we have no records of secretary to the cabinet who have failed to deliver, because the 10 years experience has always been there. But if we can be able to say there is incompetence currently, then I can be able to support. But for now, I don't see that we have a problem with people that have ascended to that office, in that even the permanent secretaries that are appointed by the president will give due respect to the secretary to the cabinet. If they know to say, no, he's been a permanent secretary or he has served in the similar position in government for many years, they'll be able to understand to say, okay, he's got the experience that I don't have. We are talking about somebody that has a responsibility to provide guidance and policy direction to the permanent secretary. So for us, it's not about the competence of the person, but if I can say we have a record of incompetence which is proven, then let's cure. But the question is, what are we trying to cure in the current status?
Honorable Kaku, we have a follow-up on your question.
Witness, thank you for your additional submission on the same matter. We had a witness, one of the witnesses submitted that at one point, when it was time for the country to have a new secretary to cabinet, because of this particular requirement, they could not find anybody amongst us as citizens who had 10 years solid experience as permanent secretary. And it became a challenge to make a new appointment. What would be your comment on such an experience?
Well, I want to state that my comment to that, as one person that is aspiring to be president of the Republic of Zambia, New Congress Party, no wonder you can be able to see even on our letter there we say promoting peace, unity, stability and productivity. So I'll deal with the word stability on the 4 pillars that we stand on as New Congress Party. If we are going to talk about sustainable economic development in the country or economic stability of the country, we need to have stability in the running of government. Why are permanent secretaries called permanent secretaries? You don't need to become president. Immediately you become president, then you immediately fire all of them immediately. There should be posterity. And we formed the New Congress Party based on the principle of building on posterity. The new office bearers must be trained by those that are outgoing. Let's take, for instance, I'll be able to give you an example. If I get into office and I find a permanent secretary that has got a 2 years more contract, he's just been permanent secretary, maybe his contract was renewed a year before, like let's say a year, and we know it's 3 years. It's more costly to maintain, it's less there is a less cost in maintaining that permanent secretary to finish their duty than to fire that person, pay them whatever they require, and allow the new person to come and start learning how to work. So we believe from New Congress Party point of view, and this is the more reason why we stand on maintaining this, they are called permanent secretaries because they are not politicians, even if they are drawn from the political circles. But the moment when they become permanent secretaries, they are not permanent secretaries, they are civil servants. So running government requires people that have experience, because government is not like the way you run business. It's bureaucratic in nature. So you need to understand that you need to have a person that understands the bureaucracy of running government. So my take is that we believe on posterity, building on posterity.
Other witness, Honorable Kako, what's your point of order?
Witness, with both my questions, they are very specific, and one of the guidelines here is that we remain relevant to what you have been requested to respond. To help us interrogate this particular matter and to get what you considered in arriving at your position, we've created 2 scenarios for you, and we don't want you to go around them. Yeah, if you could just go straight to the point, because of the small pool of people to appoint. In the event, like one witness that appeared just like you did and said there was no one to appoint because of this particular clause, the country at one point did not have a permanent secretary who had a solid 10-year experience. That's what we are asking. What happens in that situation? Please bear with us. We are not in any way suggesting that any sitting president must come and do a sweeping firing of competent people. That's not the idea. We are dealing with real life situations that have happened before, as told to us by witnesses that came before you. Chair, thank you.
I don't believe that there has been a time where we do not have or we did not have such an individual. I don't believe, I don't know if maybe I can be reminded, because like the current secretary to the cabinet, Patrick Kangwa, served as the DMU national coordinator. He had that 10 years. So when we say we did not have, I don't know what that witness referred to as we did not have. But what I can be able to say, there is always, there are people that have served, even at a position, at a level of deputy secretary to the cabinet. and I believe Zambia's got a pool. The issue here is identifying such a person. But if you are saying within maybe the particular political party, or maybe let's say NCP will form government, and then I'm looking at the people that I have around me and say, I think there is no one. The only one that is there is Patrick Kango, who has been serving as the secretary to the cabinet in the UPND government. Why not allow him to continue for 5 years until we have a person that has? So I can be able to state that case study. The country has been running for the past 60 years, and I believe we have.
Okay, witness, you are guided. We don't mention names of people who can.
Sorry.
We do get the context of what you're trying to say as you make that reference.
Thank you.
And your submission is well respected. Honorable Sefo.
Thank you so very much, Chair. Let me also thank the witness for actually agreeing to come back to the committee following up our earlier engagement in the week. I wanted to find out on Article 68, which is a member of parliament. A member of parliament shall be elected in accordance with, and the National Assembly shall consist of 100 and as provided in the Constitution. And our witness is saying they object to the proposed composition and prescribe a complete PR system. I wanted to find out from the witness, are you trying to say that Zambia should move away from electing their members of parliament and instead have party lists, the way we've seen in Namibia and these other countries, where you don't directly vote for a member of parliament, but instead the members of parliament come through a party list to just vote for a political party? Is this a proposition that you're making here, so that I can understand exactly where you're coming from? And secondly, I just wanted to also just get your a comment. In Zambia, it only takes 4 years to do a degree. Only 4 years to do. Most degrees are 4 years in Zambia right now, and most of them, degree in whatever it is, it's 4 years, and in 6 years actually your masters as well. And so are we trying to say that the only people that we can qualify to certain positions are people that have worked for 10 years? That means that if a youth has gone into a uni and done their a degree and masters, we can only qualify them when they're actually not youthful at all, because the requirement is that they should have served for at least 10 years. So I wanted to find out, are we eliminating the youths in certain positions despite their qualification and also just require for 3 years experience for you to be able to perform? So are we trying to eliminate youths from certain position by having a requirement like this? I submit.
Witness, you can respond. Okay, Honorable Samakai, take note of that one.
Yeah, witness, I think you referred to the issue of harmonization of the term of office for the member of parliament, and I heard you say that even if the parliament is dissolved, the president can still recall the members of parliament if there is an issue, say war or any matter that requires the decision of the members of parliament. But not that when the parliament is dissolved, so the members of parliament who were serving until its dissolution have ceased to be members of parliament. So how do you look at that situation?
Thank you very much. I'll delegate that one to my Vice President Administration, because he's a law student to answer that one, but let me answer the Article 68. New Congress Party believes that a complete shift from the first past the post to proportional representation is the best in accommodating all citizens to participate. We are bringing in the issue of mixed member proportional representation because we want to cure one thing. It is difficult for women, and I'm happy that you have asked this as a woman. It's difficult for many women to compete on the ground. But look at the Namibian case. Because they have a proportional representation system, people vote for a political party, they don't vote for a person. We have a woman president in Namibia. South Africa is a special case in regards to proportional representation. The fights are done in parliament, but there is no fight on the ground where you find cadres fighting. The first past the post has got one comparative advantage, is that the winner takes it all and they make decisions and they run government. But the disadvantage of the first past the post system is that it creates a lot of tensions and hatred. Because, you know, going into a campaign is not a small thing. I mean, I for one was the presidential candidate. I put out the same day with the Honorable Felix Mutati for me to support the other, and Felix Mutati, Honorable Felix Mutati went on to support the UPND. I was among those presidential. I paid my 95, you know, in 2021, paid 95, went round campaigning. You know, whatever you spend is not little. Then when you lose completely, and you just go like that. So it creates, the more you lose and the more you do, it also creates some level of bitterness, and at the same time the political tension continues. Wasn't pia shari shupokusanga wasanga waya ule mtu wanawina. Anyway,
okay, please interpret.
give the meaning. So money is difficult to find. So when you find money and then you go into the campaign expecting that you win, then you lose. So the proportional representation is a good system that will cure what we want to address. We want to address the issue of having women, having people with disabilities, and having those. So if we are saying we are increasing the number to 211, then it is justified that within that 200, no, but to be careful, 211, we put 211 on top of the 211, we put another 35. Where are we going to draw the budget? So for us, a complete shift from the first past the post to proportional representation is the best, and it answers all this, because now political parties should be mandated that in bringing parliamentarians into the floor of the house, they must factor in such a percentage for women. So meaning the winner of the elections under the proportional representation must know that such a percentage must be women, such percentage must be youth, such percentage must be persons with disabilities. So you will cure that. Now to come to the next, I think I've answered. To come to the same question that Honorable Kakubo asked, I'm not against the people that are graduating from NIPA, because I think NIPA is the one that produces people that are supposed to be into government to run. Now we are talking about the position of secretary to the cabinet. This is not a small position, it's a senior government official, it's a senior government number one person in charge of running government, in charge of supervising the permanent secretary. Sufficient experience is very important, in that he will also be respected by those that are coming. He has a duty to mentor permanent secretary and to guide permanent. So when we get a person that has just come from school, those that have been serving as permanent secretary, they'll be looking at that person and say, what can you tell us about running government? We've been here, we've been directors. I was a director, now I was PS, you understand? So for me, it's about the respect that should be accorded to that office, And I think there is nothing that we can say apart from what Honorable Kakuwe stated and what we have stated about those that have just come from school and those that have just come in. We are trying to dispute that, but the fact is that we are not trying to cure anything unless there is a problem that we have run out of people who have experienced completely in the country. But I believe we still have a pool of people that have served as permanent secretary for over 10 years and they have the experience of how government functions. So for me, it's the understanding of how government functions. I'll leave Your Honor, the Vice President, to answer the...
Doc, thank you for the question. And take note that our electoral cycle is 5 years. The last elections we had was on the 12th of August, and we are due to have the next elections on the 13th of August next year. So Parliament is dissolved 90 days before elections. The people that are serving as parliamentarians, who are yourselves, even after the dissolution of Parliament, if the President is to call back Parliament, I strongly believe that you still have the legitimacy of the people. We are still within your 5 years. The 5 years mandate has not elapsed. So our reasoning is that even if Parliament is dissolved, it is dissolved by the President, but you are elected for a period of 5 years, and that 90 days is part of the 5 years. So for us, we feel that if Parliament has to be dissolved in order to create a level playing field as you go to campaign. But if there is an emergency, like in the case of war, the President can still recall that Parliament because it still has the legitimacy of the people that voted it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's just by the President does not dissolve Parliament. It's dissolved by operation of law. 90 days. It just happens as required by law. So just for guidance so that we can be on record. Any other concerns, honorable members, before we conclude our interaction with the witness? Witness, New Congress Party, we thank you for appearing before this select committee. Your views and your submissions form a critical component of our submission as a political party that has membership in the National Assembly. We don't take it for granted that you found time to come and make your submission as it is. We're receiving submissions from everyone, for and against, and that is the way it should be. Our duty is to scrutinize and deliver a report on that basis. We thank you most sincerely, and I would like to lift the immunity that was conferred on you so that you...
Chair, I think you're serious doing it. Honorable members, in order to say, when you say you have representation, without saying yeah.
No,
are they in order?
Oh, the honorable members, they have reciprocated the request by saying. So, yes. So, President Chanda, thank you, and we lift that immunity to allow you to enjoy the greater immunity outside as a player in Zambia's democratic dispensation.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for still being with us on Parliament Television. The New Congress Party has made its submission before the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to scrutinize the Constitution of Zambia Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2025. And today, this afternoon, we do expect some members of the public to make submissions before the committee, and of course members of Parliament. Do take note that today is the last day that the Select Committee is receiving submissions. It has been receiving submissions since Friday last week, the 5th of December 2025. So I would urge you to keep on watching Parliament Television. Good afternoon.
My eParliament mobile application. My eParliament is a mobile application developed by the National Assembly of Zambia in order to bring Parliament closer to you. You can download and install My eParliament from App Store or Play Store. Once installed, you can raise your concerns, provide your input, opinion and feedback on various projects or decisions being made in your constituency. On My eParliament mobile application, you can listen to Parliament Radio. You will have access to parliamentary documents such as bills and acts which are considered in Parliament. You will also have access to National Assembly social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You can also watch parliamentary debates live on our YouTube channel. Download My eParliament now. My eParliament, bringing Parliament closer to you. My eParliament mobile application. First, download the app on either Play Store or App Store and install. After installation, open the app. Step 1. Register your personal information, that's your names, gender, NRC and date of birth. Step 2. Add your contact information, your email, phone number and home address. Step 3. Select your constituency. Step 4. Create your 4-digit PIN. At this point, the system will send an SMS to your mobile number with a one-time passcode. Step 5. Confirm with one-time passcode that was sent to your mobile. Step 6. Sign in using your phone number and the 4-digit PIN. And Step 7. Create your submission and submit. My eParliament, bringing Parliament closer to you.
Otherwise,